Hello, Speaking Forex. This is Gregory. It's currently 7:40 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, May 10th, 2012. I have an interesting trade setup that I would like to share with you. What I have on my screen is the Kiwi US dollar. This is a daily compression, and the situation that I find extremely interesting is this. So if you look at the daily, as you can see, we formed these tops here on December 8th. We approached it again around the first of the year. And then once we broke through, we came back and retested this area at the exact same price on, when was that? January 13th. So since then, we actually moved away from that price, and we haven't seen that within the past 4 months. But now we actually got to this area once again. We broke through very slightly on the daily. We closed beneath. And yesterday, we retested the area with a significant failure. So this is very interesting to me because now we have a low risk, high probability trade setup. And the next logical area for us to test is this 07777 area. So we have that's actually the jackpot. If you guys are if you play slots, that's a pretty good sign there. So maybe you should get into this trade. So anyway, all jokes aside, so we have this this rejection bar here, and this is where we are currently at 78.40. So if we sell and target this area, that's about 70 to 80 pips depending on your entry. So if you go down to the lower time frame, let's see here, this is what it looks like. So right now what we're looking for is either a pullback around this area or some type of break of the low, but depending on where you sell will determine how much you can make off this. See, the thing about trading the Kiwi dollar, that even though long term the range is very steady, this is called a slow and steady pair. In the short term, it really doesn't move that much. So the volatility is really low. So this is a good pair to trade if you're a beginner. But for the most part, you really won't get that much bang for your buck. So you may have to increase your position size in order to compensate for the fact that you're not going to get those 150 pip trading ranges that you can get with the euro or the cable. So a lot of times it's half or 1/3 of what you normally get, so you want to increase your position size accordingly. So the 4-hour chart really doesn't show anything except the rejection here. So as far as the entry, you may want to go down to the hour, but the hour really doesn't really show that much as well. But a good opportunity to get into the market, you can actually look at the pivot areas, and a great area to enter is either around 78.50, which is also a half number, so you do have a confluence. I always talk about confluence. This is also the low of the previous break, around 78.50. So we have 3 areas of confluence here that we can actually take advantage of if you haven't already. So if you're looking to get into a market, this is a good area to sell, or you can sell beneath the low here. But just keep in mind that if you sell beneath the low, you won't get too much profit pip-wise. As far as hitting your target, you may only get 40 to 50 pips as opposed to the 60 to 80 that you can potentially get from selling up here. So this is a very low risk trade that I recommend. If you go down back to the daily, you can see why this is our area for target. And once we get here, I expect price either to bounce or to consolidate, and we can reevaluate once we get to that area. And if we're going to continue selling, our prefer to see a break beneath this area and a close, and then we can reevaluate as far as what we need to do. Just like in this situation here, we broke this area, we closed beneath, we retested the area, we rejected the area, and now we're going to sell again for a pretty decent profit of 60 to 80 pips depending on your entry. So that's what I have for the Kiwi dollar, and I think I will be posting another video about the euro. I think the Euro USD is actually going to continue going down after the shakeout today. So I'll make a video about that shortly, and hopefully you guys get to see it in time. So thanks for tuning in. This is Gregory, and until next video, happy trades.